Hey everybody! There's no videos with me, Mathas, and Dan this week. I'm not gonna call anybody out in particular. You can do that on Twitter if you want to. I figured, you know, I got a little bit of open time this morning. I'm gonna do an extended, and we're not gonna play the whole thing. Obviously, we're just gonna do 3 or 4 videos of Satisfactory because I got the time this morning. I've been playing a little bit of it in my off time, and I wanted to check it out, so, you know, you don't feel like there's necessarily a dearth in content. I also want to say, before we start playing Satisfactory, inevitably there's going to be comments. ANL, love the video, can't support Satisfactory because it's on the Epic Games store. I don't support paid exclusivity. By all means, okay? You know, your prerogative is your prerogative. I feel like if you watch the videos, you shouldn't necessarily feel like you're besmirching your principles. I purchased this on the Epic store. If that runs counter to your principles, I'm sorry to hear that, but can we just get the like, burn that tinder right at the start, get it out of the way. You got a 5-second or a 25-second period to air your grievances, and now we're gonna move on. So Satisfactory is a first-person 3D multiplayer, although we're gonna be playing single player, automation / sandbox game in the vein of Factorio. We're gonna start up a new game. I played an hour or so of this on stream, YouTube, the other day. So I should, for the first couple of videos, we should be relatively good here. But just picture this not like a let's play. It's more like an extended let's look at, where we're just going to explore Satisfactory together and have a good time. Yeah, no disrespect, obviously, to Mathas and Daniel. Just add a little bit of a temporal breakdown. Schedules got crossed. You know, I'm a petty man at times, so I will say, you know, I woke up early to be at the session, was, you know, told to wait an hour, following waiting an hour, waited maybe another 45 minutes, got a little sorry ping in the Discord, hey, life goes on. Now that I got that out of the way, I had to take a shot, okay? I didn't have to take a shot. Let me rephrase with the Baba is you style keywords. A shot didn't have to be taken, but I had to take a shot. But we'll be back playing something next week. Do not fear the frame rate is going to be a little bit chunky in the early game here while we get started. But this is essentially loading the planet here. We can just watch the video together.
Your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for FICSIT Incorporated.
It's teaching us what we have to do.
FICSIT pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings.
You're building drills, conveyor belts, etc., etc.
Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure.
You're gonna get yourself a bunch of resources. You're gonna turn them into energy and bigger buildings and stuff like that.
Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation.
Why are you carrying those resources yourself, dummy? You can build conveyor belts to do it for you.
Warning. Planetfall imminent.
It's just that easy. So, once we land, we'll get started here. Definitely starts with a little bit of a Subnautica vibe, but it becomes much, much, much more Factorio-esque pretty quickly. Never fear. No, I mean, not that you should fear, because Subnautica is a cool game to begin with. I mean, I got nothing to say. I'm just... this is what every roller coaster experience for me is like. I just white knuckle through it. I've ridden roller coasters, like stand-up roller coasters that have harnesses like this, and honestly, when I get off of them, I have fingernail marks embedded in my palms from gripping so hard, and it leaves marks for like 2 days. I am gonna also, while we land here, put a little, oh, we could skip volume. Or, sorry, skip tutorial, intro, whatever. I just lowered the volume ever so slightly so I could hear myself think as well. Alright, so once we get out here, get a little bit of tutorialization, and then we're going to start building our very first base here. And to be honest, as much as I'm bummed we didn't get to record any co-op stuff, I'm also stoked that we got to play a little bit of Satisfactory. We might do it on Team Unity Tuesdays as well, so this could be a little bit of a primer for you, and for me, honestly, as we figure out what we're going to do there. The last thing I'll do before we get started here is maybe I can crank up the FOV. Head bobbing 0 is perfect. Field of view 90. I mean, 90 is fine, but maybe even like 105.
Such as you in their mission. You are the third of your sector to survive planetfall. Congratulations.
Yes. Let me go. Okay.
Note: objective-based introduction initialized. Welcome to onboarding.
Teach me how to do everything. I'm ready. First, I'm going to gather some stuff if possible.
Please dismantle.
I got to dismantle the drop pod. That's my bad. I knew I was forgetting something. So we'll dismantle this.
From now on, refer.
And then we should be able to build our base somewhere.
Please ensure you have your FICSIT Incorporated.
And I'm just gonna. Whoops. Excuse me. I'm just gonna. Am I losing my mind? Whenever I move my mouse, and it really does not like the tab key, huh? What's going on there? This was not happening before. I know it seems like your boy NL has lost his mind. There we go. It worked. I don't know. Maybe I was moving around or something like that. So we're going to equip our zapper on our person. It is early access on the Epic Game Store, for the record. I refuse to zap my little Tomo friends. I'm going to live in harmony with the environment. Alright, so we're going to scan for the closest iron deposit. 252, 362, that's up at the top there, 272. Alright, let's go for it. 252. And on the way, we're just going to gather some leaves, some berries we can use to heal ourselves as well. Leaves, oh, nuts too. Leaves we're going to be able to use to power our base. We can convert them into biomass, stick them in a biomass generator, and essentially just burn them. I recognize, by the way, you might be getting a little, the occasional hitch or hiccup. I honestly think it's foliage detail.
Coloring properties in the flower petals. Further analysis required.
Okay, so this is not iron. This is copper? No, this is iron. Hold on. It's a pure iron ore deposit. Even better. Okay, so we're gonna gather a little bit of iron ore. It might seem overkill, but I'm actually probably gonna gather enough iron ore to break this pure deposit, just so we can put a mining drill down on top of it later, which we have to break the stalactite to do.
Caution. Ensure the hub is built on spacious open terrain close to the presence of iron sources.
Okay.
Failure to do so will likely result in non-optimal progress.
I promise you soon, I'm so sorry, my rhinoceros friend. I promise you soon the tutorialization will be largely complete. Well, it'll come much slower, let's put it that way. So I think we can get armor out of that, but anyway. Press Q, build the hub. Once we build our base, things will start to move quite a lot faster here. And then we can go to the base and we've got a much greater array of recipes to build. Here, I'm skipping. Skip it. Upgrade the hub by using the hub terminal. So for our first few quests here, and now I think we finally got a chance to be a little bit more independent in what we're doing right now. For our first couple of quests, essentially, we're just going to be moving our hub up to, like, you know, hub upgrade 5. And we'll get way more recipes. So by doing this one, we're going to get access to, essentially, copper and the ability to make power, to make smelters. We can get, like, the lightest bit of automation. In order to get to this milestone, we need to get 10 iron rods. So all we need to do is go here, and we're going to convert our iron ore into iron ingots. And then in between the square brackets, you can see how many of the derivatives we can then build there. So iron rod, we can now make 10 of these. Eventually, as you might expect, we will not be manually crafting these. We will be automatically crafting these via smelters and mining drills and, you know, automated workbenches and so on and so forth. So now we have a storage bench and also new buildings.
Congratulations.
Ignore this. Okay. So the next step is we have to get hub upgrade number 2. Now this is going to start to require copper in order to get, well, we need copper in the first place in order to get the milestones. So we need 10 iron bars and 10 iron plates. I'm just going to start by, you know, getting to the point where we can make 10 iron bars, or iron rods rather. And then, I don't know if we need Or if we have enough to get to 10 iron plates here, I think we do. We'll have a little bit of raw iron ore left over. We can always gather more. We're not, the resources are not scant for the time being. And we'll take our iron plates over here, and we'll select milestone, and we'll put 10 iron plates in this thing, put 10 iron rods in this thing. But now we need copper, so we're going to use our scanner, go look for a little bit more copper in our environment. So we got a ping 236, 414, 117. That's pretty close. We can also start to get an automatic miner, but we don't have to. We probably should. So I'll tell you what. I think getting an automatic miner is probably going to require. Hold on here. Build an equipment workshop and craft a portable miner. So we need a little bit more iron first. We might as well go through all the steps. Like, I think the only way I could really get myself in trouble. Oh, dude, pure limestone this close to the base is awesome too. I think the only way I'm likely to get myself in trouble here in the early game is if I try to skip through the tutorial too much. In the interest of, you know, trying to min-max too early. So we're going to go through the steps. First, we're going to make essentially like a powered drill. The drill is going to require a little bit of manual work, and eventually we'll be able to get to a drill, probably over the course of this video, if we go fast enough, that can actually mine for itself, output the ore on a conveyor belt, and then put that conveyor belt into something that smelts it into ingots for us. Hold on, my computer is running low on storage space. I basically suck at being a YouTuber. What's he? Don't even worry about it. What's your problem? Your computer's getting low on storage space, dude. Here's what you gotta do, okay? You gotta visit storage settings to figure out how to free up some space. And you're gonna click on this. And you're gonna go, oh, okay, well, we'll do that after this. I apologize wholeheartedly. My whole day has been thrown into a tizzy as a result of this. But you're witnessing the slow descent of a man into madness. We're gonna try to fight back against it together, okay? So we need 6 iron plates. And by the way, let me show you a cool quality of life feature. We want to make a workshop, but we don't have the tools. So you know what you do is you go here and you hit right mouse button, and then you get it on your to-do list. And I don't think that's working because I have a current milestone set. So ignore that for now. But I'm telling you, in the future, it's going to change everything, brother. Okay, so step 1. Craft it, brother. 6 iron plates. I crafted 6 iron plates. Following that, 6 iron rods. And now we've got a workshop, once we choose to put it down here, that we can use to craft machines, or equipment rather, the way the game chooses to describe them. Then to make a portable miner, we need iron plates, wire, and cable. So we are going to need some copper to do that, but that's fine. So let's, we need iron plates. I think we need 4 of them, which is going to take all of our raw iron. And then, oh, sorry, how many do we have? 4. All right, fine. And give me some copper here. Sorry. So we could have manually gotten the copper for ourselves, but you know, in a game like this, anytime you manually do something, it's an affront to the design. You know, your job is not to walk around and be like a dude who clicks on things. Yo, watch out for this incredible gorge here, by the way. Your job is to be a cool engineer, essentially. Sorry, we got some dangerous fauna. Yo, why you mad, dude? Do you eat copper? Like, just relax. He's showing signs of aggression. What we're gonna do is mine this entire copper deposit. Don't do it, dude. We're cool, we're cool. And following that, I know we're gonna fall in this hole at some point, dude. There's 0% chance that we're gonna hurt ourselves. We're gonna break our freaking legs. It's gonna be a mess. But now that we have this copper, we probably don't have enough to get the next milestone. Let me just see what we need from back here. We'll hit it from the back to the melody of Roll It Slow. 8 wires, 4 cables. That's easy money. Probably the easiest money ever made. 8 wires, 4 cables. So we just need to get 8 more wires. Bingo. And then we should be able to make a portable drill. Now check this out. Now what you do, it might not seem like it, but we've already gone... You know what's... You're gonna laugh. And then I'm gonna cry. I was holding down tab instead of pressing tab, and that was leading to my conundrum for why the inventory kept opening and closing. It was... I've been playing too many games with the, you know, the ye old... hold tab to keep your inventory open strategy. Which game specifically are you talking about? Look, bro, don't worry about it. Why are you trying to be so serious right now, okay? We're 15 minutes into the video. I solved my previous problem. If you got an issue with it, here's a tissue with it. So now, we can put down our portable miner. Dude, why are you so mad? Who died and made you the Lord of the Copper? And as a result of this, I'm actually going to get a little bit more myself. Just keeping an eye on this aggressive son of a gun here. Dun 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 dun. Okay, we got a lot of copper. I want that much copper because I want to create a another one of these that we could put on our iron. It's probably unnecessary, but we might as well do it right now just for efficiency's sake. So let me just see. We have no raw iron, so this will... Basically, what this means is that 100% of the time, we'll be mining 2 resources. We do still have to do the highly inefficient step of running over to the mine, taking the ore out, and then lugging it back to base. But you know, if you've ever played a Factorio or Factorio-like, that's not going to be the case forever. You know, these are the... You manually do a job 6 or 7 times, and then you get a conveyor belt that'll do that job for you forever. So don't even worry about this. I know you're looking at the tutorial, and you're like, okay, well, what about the smelter? What about the biomass burner? We will get that going. I honestly don't think we need that for our current level of complexity, though. And, you know, once we get the automation going, that's where the game has really gotten my attention so far. So if I remember correctly, we need... It's like 4 plates, 6 rods or something. Either way, like, ingots are kind of like a common base material, so we might as well have all of our raw iron ore converted into ingots, and then you can choose whether to make them plates or rods in the future. So we need we need some more wires and cables as well. But we don't need any rods. What the heck was I making rods for? Do we have enough copper? Oh, dude, we got so much copper. So we need enough to make 4 cables, I think. Which requires way more wires. That's fine. We can just make this much. This is the benefit of having so much copper ore. And I think copper is a little bit faster to mine than iron. I don't know if that relates to their actual, like, you know, real-world hardness or density or whatever. But anyway, that did not take long. And as a result of that... shift tab on this bad boy right here. And all of a sudden, check it out, brother. We got a portable miner that's operating on this iron ore source. And now, we got, you know, the world's our oyster, sort of. The world has very, very slowly started to be our oyster. Now, my other job is running around in the PUBG foliage here and grabbing as many leaves as possible so that we can mindlessly power our base in the future. Look, you little Tomo. Get the heck out of here, brother. So the only quirk about these things, they can only hold 100 ore at any given time. Careful about that one next time. So they will stop at 100, but 100 is enough for our current situation. No doubt about it. So we're going to make... We need 50 wire. That's no problem. And the crafting, it couldn't be simpler. And it's about to get even simpler over the course of this video here. I promise you this. Guaranteed. Alright, so this all being done, we go to our hub, put 50 wires in here, click the upgrade hub button, unlock a bunch of stuff. New buildings, new parts, new resources.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
You have unlocked.
Okay. Build constructors to automate productions of simple parts. Build power poles to extend your grid. Expand your production to produce faster. What I'm actually going to do is, this is limestone here. So I know we're going to need concrete for this next Hub Upgrade 3 section here. I'm going to mine out the pure limestone. And this isn't necessary yet, but we're going to need to do this in order to get like full automation going. So the limestone is a necessary ingredient in concrete, and concrete is one of the next products that we're going to need in order to keep our base running smoothly and getting upgraded. The limestone appears to never leave. There we go. Alright, so let's see. To get to Hub Upgrade 3, we need 10 concrete, 2 reinforced iron plates, 75 iron plates, and 4... That's cables? Cables. Alright. So now is probably a good time to introduce the concept of a smelter. So the way that we make a smelter, we need a few more cables for it. And we will need power as well. So we'll probably make a biomass generator. But let's just start by making... we'll make a bunch of copper ingots. And we'll turn those into wires. You can see, by the way... Look at how much concrete we're able to make out of that limestone. So that was a good step for us. Alright, so we're going to make a smelter. Wait, oh, sorry, we need iron rods. That's my mistake. I'm just going to go all out here, because it's going to be a lot faster for us to get these iron derivatives real soon. Now that we have a smelter, or now that we're about to have a smelter, it pays to think about where we're going to place this for automation's sake in the future. So orange is the input and green is the output. I think building it here leaves us enough space to build some conveyor belts to get this working. So I would like you to make iron ingots, and we can put iron ore inside of you. But you should not work for the time being because you have no power. That's copper, my mistake. So the next step for us for sure is building a biomass generator. And I've forgotten. So we already have one, a biomass burner. Okay, beautiful. So the next step, thank God we already have one and don't have to craft one because I didn't know if I had the recipe yet. We're going to convert all of our leaves into biomass. And then we're just going to chunk these bad boys in here. Luckily, our base came with a generator in and of itself. And it's going to start producing 20 megawatts of power. Our base isn't requiring any power yet, but it will in a second. Because we're going to make a power pole, which requires concrete. Okay, so we'll build a little concrete first, too. This is the necessary steps you have to take in any game. You need X, you need, 6 of Y. You get 6 of Y, but you need Z is kind of like a step in between. So what we're going to do is build a power pole. By building the power pole, if we just built power lines, we could only have one connection. But by building a power line from the generator to the power pole, now 4 things can connect to this power line in order to get powered. So, we've already handled our first step there. This will automatically produce iron ingots for us. Now, unfortunately, what does that mean for us in the whole scheme of things? Not a whole heck of a lot right now. Because then we got to manually grab the iron ingots ourselves and do something with them. But we're gonna do what is probably going to be a little bit obvious to you right off the bat. We're going to make another smelter. And to be real with you, I actually don't know if the power is going to stretch long enough to make this functional. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We won't build a smelter, I guess, now that I think about it. And we'll need a refund on the materials. But if it does, then we're sitting pretty. We can always just use a conveyor later on once we get them unlocked to take the copper from here back to our base. But we can also just use a conveyor to take the ingots back to our base. So let's get the smelter going and just rotate it appropriately. By the way, in case you're nervous about these guys, they're not going to kill you in one hit. They'll probably take off like 15 HP. So the next step would be power line. And it's going a long freaking way, dude. Wire is too long. We need more. We need more wires. Like, wire is too long. Alright, that's fine. We don't really need a smelter there then. But we'll... I was gonna say we'll leave it. I know we could probably build more power poles and just power it automatically, but I think for the sake of making our base... Yo, almost fell down there. There is a day-night cycle, by the way, you're probably noticing. I think for the sake of making our base more extendable in the future, we'll just put a second smelter down at our base. And we'll manually take the ore from here for now, but later we'll have a conveyor belt that does that job for us. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so let's just put that, you know, we have the materials, obviously, so we'll just put a smelter down like this for now, and we know for the future what to do about it. Alright, so before we end the video here, and hold on, let me make sure that at least it can still get power here. We need some more wires as well. We can always move it again. That's a broken brain situation. So I'm just getting max cables. Oh, okay, it's working. Is it working? Is it, why are you blinking red? Because of no ore? No recipe? Something along those lines? Alright, it's chunking. Okay, we're in a good spot. We didn't get to the level of automation I wanted to over episode 1, but I think we've given you a little bit of a taste for what it gets like in the future. So the last thing, and we might as well make this first, just so you see the recipe in advance here, is reinforced iron plates. Reinforced iron plates require screws and iron plates. So that's easy enough. We could automate, or let's not say automate. We can make more machines to make these derivatives for us, but I don't think they're necessary right off the get-go. So we're going to make a few iron rods. Iron rods allow us to make a bunch of screws. Like so. And we do need a lot of them. Then we're going to make enough iron plates so that we can make a few reinforced iron plates. Okay, so we made 4 of those. If I go here, we'll just take these. Obviously, they only need 2. And I think that's fine for the time being. So I'm going to, you know, we'll save it up here. Because, you know, YouTube Real Save 01. And I'll just say, hey, thanks for watching. Please come back for the next episode. We set the groundwork in this episode, but in the next episode, things are going to get much, much, much more interesting. And again, you know, we're doing this maybe 3 or 4 or 5 videos, I don't know, just to fill the gap and check out a game that I've been playing myself, add some more variety to the channel in the absence of the stuff that Mathas and Dan and I were playing previously. But we'll be back with that next week. For now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the game, I understand the Epic Store has got people up in a tizzy. You can get it on the Epic Store in early access if you're interested. I've been enjoying my time with the game so far. I purchased this myself. I'm not being paid to play it or say positive things about the Epic Store. I don't even have a creator code. Just giving you my honest 2 cents. Unfortunately, it might go against the popular discourse right now, but hey, man, it is what it is, right? Click the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Either way, I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Satisfactory. See you then.